Well, it's that time again to look at manga prices and see how the market's doing. I do this every week. I should let you know, like, where I get my sources from, primarily for Japanese graded manga. If you subscribe, firstprint.net actually has a BGS graded manga tracker, and that's basically where I get the bulk of my research for that particular field, because you can set the dates, you can look at the actual eBay sale, you can sort it by price. It's pretty cool. Another place of really starting to appreciate, I guess I would say, would be the West Blue Collectibles website. You can see here. This doesn't have really the date range features, but it does have eBay sales. It has heritage auction sales, and it has golden sales. Golden is actually used to be like a high-end auction company, but it was purchased by eBay. The primary difference between eBay and Golden is that the fees are basically passed on to the buyer. Normally through eBay, the seller handles the eBay charges for the fees. In Golden, when you buy as a buyer, you're getting the fees tacked on, much the same way as Heritage. The one that struck me about Golden I hadn't noticed before. Of course, you got to know I was looking at that Tetsuo and Atom Astro Boy #1 from 1956, first print. Actually, the bid was $19,000. This went on June 29th, but you can see the actual cost to the buyer was $23,180 because Golden passed the fees on to the buyer. But anyway, with all that being said, let's get into the top 10 here, and we'll see how the Japanese manga market is doing. I gotta say, I was a little impressed. It looks like it used to be One Piece just dominated this chart. Now it's really, you got a good variety going on here. Coming in at #1 was the Dragon Ball #1 in a 7.5. Went for a fixed price on eBay, $5,500. #2 was a One Piece Volume 1 first print. This time it was a BGS 8. Went for $3,600 at that auction. At #3, this one was kind of surprising. Black Clover #1, BGS 9.8 with Obi at auction, $22.25. Another recent addition to this list, Yu-Gi-Oh! #1, first print, BGS 8, fixed price, $21.99.99. You might as well call that $2,200. At #5, Naruto, Volume 1, 8.5, auction $21.25. This is the danger of auctions. They can go for lower bids, especially higher end auctions. At #6, Chainsaw Man, Volume 1, again at an auction. 9.8 with Obi, only went for $20.36, but again, that's the danger of auctions. #7 was another One Piece, Volume 1, BGS 7. This auction ended at $17.77. #8, One Piece 103, BGS 9.8 with Obi. This time it went for what's called at $1,300. #9, another One Piece, this time Volume 104, BGS 9.8 with Obi, $12.90. Again, you got to remember there are BGS 9.9s of this particular volume of One Piece out there now. Finally, at #10, we have Soul Eater, Volume 1 with Obi, BGS 9.2, $1,200. Funny story, I was actually looking at Soul Eater Volume 1, no BGS, just raw, with the Obi for my daughter, and just out of kicks, and oh my god, those things are expensive. So needless to say, I didn't buy that one, but as you can see, considering this one in a 9.2 went for $1,200, yeah, that's definitely getting to be an expensive series. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the English manga, and one of the big differences in English manga, it's basically supply and demand. It's not so much that it's a first printing Volume 1. It's some particular volumes are very hard to find. But, you know, there's also a growing market for the shonen titles, the first print in English as well. I'm going to show you, I think I missed this one. This one sold in May 11th. This is Berserk, Volume 1, English, first print, $1,300. So I don't know how I missed that. Sometimes the sale doesn't go through for a while, like it may take a little while, so it doesn't appear until later. So sometimes I miss stuff like that. Even the One Piece Volume 1 English first print are starting to get valuable, because this is a BGS 7 in the English, listed for $1,100, wound up taking $950 for that particular sale. But you can see, like, even back on July 2nd, there was an English BGS 7 that also sold for $900. So yeah, these are valuable. Here's another interesting fact for those that don't know, like the Dragon Ball comics released by Viz back in 1998 are insanely valued now. Like in a 9.8, like this Dragon Ball 1 CGC 9.8 was listed for $3,000, and they actually accepted $2,700. But let's break into some more traditional manga, and I'll show you what I mean by supply and demand. For example, this is Puella Magi Homura Tamura Volume 3. Yes, it is a first print. They had it listed for $400, and they took $245. These later editions of Saint Seiya, always big money. This is Volume 16, went for $225. This one always goes for money. Triage X Volume 14. They're asking $425 for this. They wound up taking $350, which is pretty close. But here's one that even went for a little bit more. This one went for the straight $400. I think the main reason is because it's sealed. Anytime you have one of these hard to find, very desirable manga that are still sealed, usually commands a premium. It's funny, I never heard of this series before. This is Twittering Birds Never Fly Volume 2. They're asking $200 for it, and they wound up taking $115. Finally, the ones that are getting a lot of money, even if they're in horrible shape, are those limited edition holographics, 1 in 5,000 Viz from 2003. This one's Yu Yu Hakusho, Volume 1, the 1 in 5,000. I couldn't even make out the number. It's 1,700 something of 5,000, $300, and trust me, this thing looks like it was chewed by a dog. I'm only doing manga. I'm not going into the Zashi or the Shonen Jump or anything like that, just because for me, I prefer manga, and it's a lot to go into both, and there is no real tracking services for the Shonen Jump magazines that make it easy. So right now it's pretty difficult to go in and dig through the sales of every Shonen Jump. A lot of them go for big bucks. For me too, it's like I've always collected the manga. It's rare in my part of the world to see a Shonen Jump magazine, so that's why the manga is much more, as you can tell behind me, far more relative to me than Shonen Jump magazine. So, but hey, if you want to go for that, be my guest. It's you know, you make the argument all day it's the first appearance. It is, but it's also has usually like 8 other stories in there, and it's one chapter, whereas a manga, usually about 8 chapters in the actual book itself. So there you go. Lots to discuss. Collect your own way. It's fine. I don't care. I'm just doing one sliver of that market in this growing manga graded sphere. And yeah, we're still it's still a nascent market. We're still pioneers. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.